So it's been a very busy couple of months here at AVA, including an issue that wasn't even on our radar screen just 2 months ago. Joining me today is Cory Martin to talk about the egg shortage in the Midwest. So Cory, this issue really popped up on the radar screen pretty quickly. Tell me what the impact is of the avian flu and the egg shortage in the Midwest on bakers.
Well, it was a rather dramatic impact, and it happened very quickly. Literally just within a few days of hearing from some members that they weren't affected by this, a few days later they were. Those members that use eggs are facing a crisis. There's a shortage right now of eggs, and it's been hammering our industry for the last month. So what's been happening is many of their suppliers came to them saying they weren't able to actually supply enough egg to meet demand for the production that our members have. And when that happens, we're facing some dire situations, and we need to be able to increase the supply of eggs in order to meet demand here in the U.S. So that's been our focus over the last couple of months, is to be able to increase that demand.
Sure. So one of the things we've done to increase the supply is, and probably set a record in Washington policy circles in getting approval of the Netherlands to import egg product into the United States. Walk us through that process and how that came about.
Sure. About a month ago, we met with the USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service, and at that meeting, they said that it would take probably until the end of the year to approve the Netherlands, which that wasn't going to work. And so, in activating our Grassroots Action Center and getting our members engaged to send in letters, sent about a little over 1,000 letters overall to members of Congress and USDA. It got some attention, not only from USDA, but from members of Congress who started weighing in with USDA as well to let them know that they need to do something about it. And so because of that, and because of the attention from the home of sending in letters, and also work that we did with USDA here in town, they then approved imports. They were able to find some expediencies in the process, which we knew were there. They just needed to act on it, and they did, and so that was the good news. And so while the Netherlands is a step in the right direction, it's a great thing to happen. We need to be able to do that with more countries as well.
Sure. Now, one of the things that we've been really clear when we've talked to folks at USDA on Capitol Hill is we are not in any way advocating waiving our stringent food safety standards for product coming from the Netherlands or the United States for that matter, or anywhere else. So I think that's just important, that we're not trying to short circuit the high standards that we have here in the United States. So you mentioned, other countries that we might be able to get eggs from, and are there options there as well as, walk through where do we go from here?
Sure. Unfortunately, the approval process to be able to bring egg product imports into the country, it's not simple. It's very long. It's very drawn out. And there's a lot of checkpoints in there that countries will have to go through, and frankly, because of the lack of demand that we've had over decades, we haven't really imported eggs into this country, and there's not too many countries that have been interested. So there have been a few countries in the past that have been interested, and they're somewhere along the lines of being approved. But because of everything that's happened this last month, they're much more motivated now than they've ever been.
Sure.
They have egg product suppliers from their countries contacting their government. Argentina, for example, is one. Lithuania is another. Australia is the third country that we're looking at. We met with the Argentine embassy earlier last week, and they mentioned that they're very familiar with the equivalency process, and they're working feverishly to be able to start exporting eggs to the U.S. So it's a long process, but there are expediencies there, and that's where we can help both the Argentine government and our government work together, kind of grease the skids a little bit to make sure that we're not, as you mentioned, we're not stepping aside some important food safety standards, but that we're just essentially making sure that the calendars are merging together correctly, and we can move as fast as possible.
So how does it feel to try to work the levers of the United States government and then another government? One's hard enough as it is, right?
Well, one is hard enough as it is, but it always helps when constituents weigh in, and that's, of course, where our members stepped up here in the U.S. to gain the attention of USDA. And, with prices the way they are, there's a lot of egg product suppliers in these other countries that are very motivated to be able to enter the market. And so when they reach out to their government, it helps get them moving as well. So there's opportunities there for these other governments to be able to come in, and that's definitely helped. But yes, it's getting two governments to be able to work together can be a monumental task at times.
Great. Thank you, Cory. Thank you for joining us today.